Women here, getting everything set up. I hear you guys coming on in. It looks like we got 6 people in the room. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is something new and excitingly different. We are doing a webinar. This is kind of fun. I'm excited. How's everybody doing? You guys, I've got the chat enabled. Some of you should be, if you're using the internet, you should be seeing a chat bar probably over to the left-hand side or right-hand side. Please feel free to chat away just like we normally do in Periscope. And let's get this going. This is being recorded for posterity's sake, so I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. Got everything set up. I'm not sure how well the PowerPoint is going to work, but we're going to test it out tonight. Like I said, this is a fail-safe environment, so we are going to have a good time tonight. And tonight we're talking about this Paracard. Done this Periscope many times, but now we've taken it and we've brought it into a webinar. So awesome. Thanks, Tony. I see you over there. Welcome. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves, and again, please feel free to put your website and just like Periscope, introduce yourself to the other people in the room so that they can network and meet other like-minded people. Hi, how are you doing? This is the B&W studio. Nice, welcome. Thank you for joining me, Dulce. Thank you. I saw your name up there, and I was like, I don't recognize Dulce. I'm like, who is that? And now I know you're B&W. Okay, great. Well, let's get this started. Let's try this out. This is a webinar format using Webinar on Air. There are a bunch of neat little features here that I have access to, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up this offer for you. This is a free worksheet, okay? I don't know if you guys can see this offer. This offer is something you're going to need right now in this Periscope. So go ahead and click the free worksheet, take it, download it, and enjoy it. It is basically that picture right there. And this is what we're going to do is we're mind mapping our vision for social media. So if you've got a printer real quick, want to take and print this off, or just kind of draw boxes to get the ideas while we're going through this seminar, it's completely understandable. I won't fault you for just drawing circles. But what we're going to do is we're going to use all of these little boxes here, the time clock, the light bulb, the word bubbles. These all are part of mapping out our vision for our social media. So I'm going to leave that up there for a second, and I'm going to come over here, and we're going to switch. Let's get over to a screen. I'm going to share my screen out for a second. It might get a little wonky, but we're trying to make this. Let's see, you guys don't see it yet, do you? So I'm going to share out my screen, share out my desktop, and now you guys should see my PowerPoint. Let's see the PowerPoint. Here we go. Perfect. This is looking great. So first thing we want to do is, now that we've got our downloaded worksheet, we've looked at that, or just started to draw out our boxes and everything, I want you to start thinking about, what does success look like? Every one of us has an idea of where we want to be, where we would like to go, what our end goal would be, that when we finally put that stake in the ground, we're able to look back and say, we have succeeded. So like the astronauts, when they landed on the moon and they put the American flag in the soil, they said, we have succeeded in landing on the moon. Now they needed to succeed in getting home, but that's a different story, totally different vision. So what does success look like for you guys? What do you guys think about for your products, for your services, for your social media, for your company, for your startup, for your personal life? I want you to start thinking about, during this webinar, what does success look like? All right, you guys with me? You still there? You're not seeing the offer. Okay, well, let me pull that back over for you. Definitely want to make sure that you get that offer. And I'm going to stop presenting. I'm going to pull that offer back up here. And there, do you see, let's see, why do you not see the offer? Hide offer, reset. No, let's try it again. Creating vision worksheet. Okay, show offer. That's a great question. Why don't you see that offer? That'll have to be one of the things I talk to with the developers. Maybe I can also turn off some of the toolbars. Maybe that will also help. So let's try that. Nope, I still don't see the offer, and I'm not sure why. So bear with me. This is all new for me. I am so sorry. Well, I'll show you what this worksheet looks like. This worksheet, you'll see the worksheet in the PowerPoint presentation. So we'll at least be able to see it, and I will make sure that I email this out to everybody so that you at least get it for free. The idea is I'm testing this software to see what works and what doesn't work, and that is a good thing to note, that you guys can't see my offers. And I'm pretty sure it's something that I'm doing and not something you're doing. And that's okay. Again, fail-safe environment. This is an open forum to fail and figure it out as we go along and continue to give you guys some good information. So I'm going to note that, and I'll find out why. All right, so let's move on. I'm going to go back to sharing out my screen. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about here in the next couple slides. Okay, so what does success look like? Tonight we're talking about creating vision, and you need to start off by knowing what success really looks like for you. Where are you trying to end up? And now this is not the final place. This is the next step, because you will always need to be creating a new vision of things you want to be doing. So this is just one of the steps that you want to be taking. So are you trying to increase your social following? Are you trying to be more interactive? Are you trying to offer more videos? Are you trying to meet new people or get new connections? What is that vision for you? So that's what we're talking about tonight. So let me tell you real quick a little bit about myself. My name is Jerry Whitman Jr. I'm a social media consultant, graphic designer, general geek of all trades. And here's some great information, a little bit about myself. You can find me at jerrywhitman.com, and you can follow me on Twitter at Jerry Whitman Jr. I know most of you in the room here are following me already, and I am so thankful that you guys are following me and took a time out of your evening, so that you're spending time away from your family to spend time with me. I am so thankful for you guys. I can't thank you enough. And a little bit about where all of this stuff started and how I became a social media consultant and graphic designer. It all started in 1998 when I was working at the Walt Disney World Company. And a bunch of my friends, we were all, middle-aged at this point, going, man, remember Dungeons and Dragons? We loved playing D&D when we were kids. And Wizards of the Coast just released the new 3rd edition rules. And we went into gaga over this. But unfortunately, working at Disney World, we didn't have time to meet and get together and play like we used to. I mean, when you're staying at your mom's house, living in the basement, it was easy to get together and stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning. But once you became an adult and had to, work and pay bills and stuff, staying up till about 10 o'clock was about the limit of what we could do, and our schedules were all over the place. So what we decided to do is we created an online forum so we could play anytime, anywhere, and we hosted it on a free info site bulletin board system. And the funny story is, we shared it out with some of our friends, and in about 3 months, we had 20,000 different players from around the world. And then to this day, not one of the 5 founders actually have ever played Dungeons and Dragons together, because we ended up moderating this board for 5 years, and it was probably one of the best times figuring out all sorts of stuff. And we created a fail-safe environment where we had a vision of playing. And unfortunately, that vision never came to fruition, but we learned so much and took in so much time and energy to create and learn graphics and social media. So I kind of know a little bit about how to gather some people around a great cause or a great interest. So that's a little bit about me. Let's move on. So tonight, our agenda is simple. We're going to go over 4 things. We're going to talk about illustrate what you see. We're going to talk about time, money, ideas, and George TAKAI. We're also going to talk about what you talking about, Willis. That's my favorite Gary Coleman's saying. So what you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? And 4, a snapshot of measuring growth. Now, there are 9 total things we're going to be talking about here and how we illustrate this vision. But these are the basic 4 slides I'm going to talk about. So part 1, illustrating what you see. A lot of times people don't visualize what their vision is. They go, I want more money. Okay, well, what does more money look like? Well, winning the lottery. Okay, well, really, what does winning the lottery look like? Is it standing there holding the check, or does it really mean something different, like not having to pay bills and struggle from day to day? So what you are saying may not actually be lining up to what you're actually seeing. And if you're not doing anything and you're not creating the vision or taking the actions to make that vision happen, you're just kind of floundering around. So we're going to talk about illustrating what you see. Now, the one thing, focus on one area of your business right now, something that you want to improve. We're not trying to change the world. This is a process that you will be using for every vision that you want to change. So if you want to change multiple things, we're going to have to prioritize and focus on one area of your business that you would like to create, redefine, develop, or learn something about. We're going to focus on one area, and each of you know what that area is. So what we're going to do is, this is the worksheet that you guys unfortunately couldn't download, and I'm so sorry, and I will make sure you get it. This is free for you guys for joining me tonight. And on this, we're going to draw all over this sheet. So if you have a chance to grab a sheet of paper, grab something that you can just scribble your messages and your thoughts and your ideas down, because we're going to take this sheet and we're going to use it to outline that vision. We're going to define it. We're going to start to figure out what we really want to see, that we're going to, when we see this at the end of this process of, and again, this is a larger webinar course, this is just creating the vision, but at the end of 14 weeks from now, we're going to be able to see, did we reach our success? What did success look like? And we're going to go back to the sheet and be able to look at it and say, wow, it went in a different direction, but we knew where we started, what our vision was, and where we ended up may be different. Now, how do we tweak that? And a lot of people think that you got success is based on creating a vision and achieving it. That's not true. You learn a whole bunch of stuff on the way. So, time, money, ideas. George TAKAI. Time, money, ideas. Now, I'm going to step back and forth between these slides so you can kind of see the differences. What I want you to do is take that clock and start thinking about the time frame. How much, either the time frame of when you want this vision to be fulfilled. Are you planning an event? Are you planning an increase in your social media? When and how long do you envision it taking? Do you want it 3 months from now? Where do you want it to be in 6 months from now? And also, how long do you think you might have to invest in this? Do you have an hour a week? So take that little clock area, okay, right up there at the top, and just put down right around it what your vision is for the time frame. This is something that you, right off out of your gut, what do you think is a feasible time for you to get this done? What is the feasible time that you can invest in that vision each day, each week, each month, each year? So take a moment and just sketch that down. The next thing we're talking about is money. And I want you to do the same thing. What is the money? Is it something that you're trying to achieve? Are you trying to bring in? Are you trying to raise that money? Are you trying to save that money? Are you trying to spend little money? Or are you trying to figure out a way to use the money that you've been budgeted in a wiser sense? So go back to your chart there, okay, right where the dollar sign is. And I want you to fill in what you're focusing on, that vision, and how does money apply to that vision? Is it we don't have enough, or how do we get more so that we can do larger advertising, buy AdWords? I'm just trying to give you some ideas of what you're doing as you're mapping this out. So we now know what we're envisioning, what our vision is of time, and what our vision is of money. And the last is ideas. Now, this is the fun part. This is one of my favorite things, and it brings back George TAKAI. George TAKAI wasn't a social media person at all. He is not even into marketing, but yet he has one of the greatest social media accounts in history. Everybody knows about George TAKAI, and when he speaks, people share in droves the content that he's sharing. And he's usually making political points, and he's trying to promote things, and he's helping people. He's a great voice. He's a great advocate, but he never set out to be that way. But he had an idea, and his idea was to help make the world a better place. So I want you to start taking and thinking of ideas in the center of this chart, right in the middle of that big light bulb. What is it, the ideas that you can use or facilitate, or tools, things, anything that you have that's an idea that will get you or help you accomplish your vision? Is it hosting a social event? Is it meeting new people? Is it networking? Is it creating new social media accounts? What is it that you believe? And it can be anything you want, because we're going to use this as a tool to help us build our social media vision. What is it? Go ahead and fill it out. It can be a nice big paragraph. It can be a picture. You can draw all over this. The more colors, the better. I'm an artist and graphic designer. I absolutely love color. So make this personal. Make this your own. Don't just list words in there. Draw doilies all around it, because that will. George Takai's ideas were to be that advocate. And that's what he has done. He didn't know anything about the tools. He didn't know the time commitment that it was going to take, and he didn't know how much money it was going to take. He didn't know what people were going to say, and he had a ton of questions, but he had a vision to help people. And he wrote down ideas of how he could possibly do that. And then he found that he landed on Facebook, and that's where he's at. He landed in a couple books. George Takai, oh my, it was a great book. So let's moving on. Vision. This is a side note. This is something I wanted to share about vision. Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. Jonathan Swift. I am a big Jonathan Swift fan. When I was in high school and I read the fact that his proposal to get rid of the overpopulation of children was to eat them, I thought that was absolutely hilarious and funny. But it proves a valuable point. It is a viable solution to the problem at hand. It is just invisible to others because nobody ever thought that that was even a possibility. And then when the possibility was presented, it was mortifying. But you see, what he did is he created a vision in these people's minds that solved the problem, but was not acceptable. And that will happen a lot of times. And when you're trying to pitch new ideas or creative ideas, is that you've got a vision and it will fit the need, but it may not actually be what your company can use. So you have to start thinking of ways to see the world that in other ways that they don't see the world. So seeing situations and things, but applying it so that it actually is valuable. So finding that invisible, vision, that art of invisibility, those things that are missing that everyone else doesn't see, and how to apply it back. So that was just kind of a little side note, but I thought it was really cool because Jonathan Swift said this, how long ago? So we're back here at our chart, and we've really been filling this in. And as you can see, we're going to fill in some quotes, some pictures, some metrics. So let's get going. All right. What are you talking about, Willis? What you're talking about, Willis, is one of my favorite things also about creating vision. This is where you get to fill in. And now I'm going to show you over here back on our little chart, those little word bubbles down here at the bottom left. What are people saying? Those little quotation marks. What are the quotes that you want your followers to say about you? If you were to see a headline over here on the bottom right-hand side, it looks like a little newspaper, what would the headlines be about your situation? If someone was to say, Jerry Whitman is doing great philanthropy, what would their newspaper write up about the article? What would that article title be, that header, about the philanthropy that I do? What are people on my social media saying about my products or my services? So take and fill in the little comment bars. And I want you to take those little quotes, and I want you to fill in that inspirational, motivational quote that if you saw that, you would be motivated to fall in line and to follow that vision that is being created. This is your own personal stuff. This is all, again, making it up as you go along. What is that quote that would inspire you to take action? All right. We're going to use that later on in some other courses when we start talking about personas and developing, stuff that you believe versus what others believe. Right now, this is your vision. This is what you want to work on and what you believe will inspire you. Darren Monroe says it on his Periscope all the time, that there are 3 billion people in this world, and if you try to get them all, you're going to fail. But if you try to get the ones that think like you, you're going to succeed every time. So that quote is just the quote that will inspire you to take action based on your vision. The headline is, what do you think that the news articles and the news sites are going to be saying about your vision, about what you're trying to work on? Or is it because you're a great philanthropist? Is it great that your company is giving back, that you have a great event, that the Chef's Gala was the best ever? What headline is your headline going to be for your vision? In addition, what are the people saying about you? What do you want them to say? What kind of ideas do you want them to, if they were partaking in the vision of what your success, what would they say? Are they saying that it was phenomenal, they'll come back next year? Is it that they can't wait, they had such a great time? Fill those things in. Again, decorate them up, make them personal, have fun. The more color, the better. All right, we're moving on. We're cruising through this tonight. I'm so thankful that you guys are still here, and I see that we have someone else just joined us. Thanks. It's Ruben Arana. Definitely thank you, Ruben, for showing up. I hope you had a safe trip. Okay, part 3, we're moving in to C.S. Lewis. You're never too old to set another goal or to dream another dream. This is important in the process of creating vision. I've seen it many times where people come up with an idea, and I see it in my kids, and they get an idea in their head, and then they're stuck on that one idea that if it doesn't succeed or go the way they want it to go, they get frustrated, they throw a temper tantrum, and then eventually quit. But we have the ability to know as adults that we can train ourselves that failure is not a bad thing. We can always set another goal, we can always create a new vision, and we can always follow another dream. And that is what creating vision is all about. It's about being innovative. It's taking our failures and learning from them, and then twisting them, turning them, building upon them, and then creating another dream. And you're going to see that as you go through this 14-week webinar series, that you're going to see that what we had as our original vision of what we thought we were going to measure as our success may not actually be there, what we're going to do. It may not be the systems we're going to use, but it is going to show us a lot of personal, in-depth information about our personal selves, our company, and all this other stuff that we will now be able to measure, evaluate, change, be innovative, and really move along instead of being stuck guessing what to do next. We'll have a plan. So, a snapshot of measuring growth. This is where we're going to start showing on our chart. You can see we have a calendar. We also have a question mark, and we have a little chart over here with a little arrow going up. What I want you to do at this point is the snapshot of measuring growth. It really says, what are we going to use? What are the metrics that we would then measure against to show that we are on a path to actually succeed? What does the pie chart look like? What does this little bar graph look like? Is it that we gain 15 followers every month? Is it that we've posted 15 new articles every month? Is it that we've engaged and actually talked to 3 or 4 people on the phone? What are the things that we can set as goals to measure our vision so that we know we're on track for our vision? And a date. What date do you want to accomplish that? We have a time that we want to do it in 3 months, but what is the real date? Is it going to be a set date of October 23rd? Is it also going to be an event? So is it, are you going to put October 23rd as the event that we're going to work towards? And we're going to create the vision to get to that day, and we're going to use our time wisely to get there. So take a moment, fill in your calendar. What are you going to do? What maybe even some events that you would be doing to get to the point you want to get to? Do you want to increase your followers by hosting little seminars, hosting little webinars, hosting periscopes? When will you schedule those periscopes? What dates would they be on? Are you going to do it 5 days a week at 9 o'clock? Really start to outline and fix, a structure that you can then measure to. If you don't make your periscopes on 9 o'clock on Monday through Friday, well, then maybe we need to reevaluate our vision, that we're not going to do a 5-day class. We're going to do a 3-day class or a 2-day class. A good friend, Tony Sanders, I'm sure he's still here. Tony, very helpful info. Definitely. Thank you so much, Tony. Tony, on his blog, he says that he only blogs 3 days a week because that's what he has fit into his schedule. That's the calendar that he has created of events that he's going to blog 3 days a week. All right. So we've got our little measurements. We're starting, filling this in. I want to take a moment and the pictures up here in the top right-hand corner. I want you to take a moment and actually draw some pictures. These are the pictures that you're going to see being shared around on your social media or passed around by friends or tweeted over, Twitter from one friend to another, from business to business or things. These are also going to be pictures that you would expect people to take at your event, or graphics that would be created because of either your event or your social media or the messaging or the business that you have. these are pictures that you kind of, what would your customers, illustrate? How would they show your business? How would they visualize your vision? How do they see your vision? I want you to take a moment, just draw some little sketches. Little stick figures are great. It's okay. This is not meant to be a piece of art. It is meant to really just collectively mind map all of the things that you're seeing in your vision. All right? I'll give you a second to do that. And as you're doing that, I'm going to move on because we're right at the end here. I'm almost out of time. I'm at 9:30. I wanted to be under 9:30, so we're about 26 minutes in, and I want to get out of here at 9:30, which would be great, and give you back about a half hour of your time so you can really watch this as a replay on YouTube, because it will be on YouTube afterwards. But while you're drawing those pictures and kind of filling in that mind map as we've gone through it, and there are time, money, ideas, quotes, comments, headlines, metrics, photos, and events, check out this slide. A proper plan and a failure to communicate. 90% of organizations fail to execute strategies successfully. So right now, there are 8 people in this room. There are 8 people in this webinar. And of those 8 people, that means that only one of you is actually going to succeed. And that's kind of sad. And the reason for that is so simple that it could be the other way around, that 90% of the people would succeed and 1% wouldn't. The reason is most people don't actually have a vision of what they're going to do. You don't need to know how you're going to do it. You just need to know where you want to be. And once you know where your vision is, you're going to then do everything in your power to find tools and people and things to make that vision happen. But without the proper vision, and having all the tools in the world are not going to get you anywhere, because you're not going to have a map to where you're going to go. And that's why this is the first course in this webinar series. You're to map it out. All right. Sorry, guys, it's me. Uh-oh. I'm seeing some comments over here. I need to write out my schedule for social media. Yes, definitely, Eric. Welcome, Eric. That is so true. You should be writing out a schedule for your social media, because it helps your guests and your fans and your friends know when they can actually collect your content, where they can find your content. When is it going to be there? Are you going to be up there at 9 o'clock? Or are you going to be up there at 10 o'clock? Can I find it as a replay? I know that at 9 o'clock, that's where I'm going to be. And if you guys can't catch me at 9 o'clock, you will always know that at 10 o'clock, it'll be there as a replay. All right. So no. Oh, I see what you're saying, Tony. Now I'm getting the joke. I'm kind of in the. Yeah, you will be the 110%. I don't know. Ruben and Eric definitely, and I'm sure that Doug. Talk to Doug and Dulce. They're pretty powerful people, and they want to succeed. That's why their guys are here. But here's the thing: once you've created that vision, once you've started putting that vision in place, you now know things that you can test, you can try, you can fail, and then build up and innovate to become better. But without a vision, you have no course of action. You have no map. So that's it. That's basically my presentation for this evening. And I want to take a moment and say thank you to Eric and Dulce, Ruben, Tony. I see you guys are all here. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate it. This will be live on YouTube, and you will be able to check it out after this is closed down. Do you guys have any questions? Anything that you want me to take a moment while we're still here and address? Are you guys having any difficulty kind of mapping out that vision? Are you having difficulty finding stuff that you want to work on or improve? Let me know. I see you guys in the chat. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you guys back over and out of this PowerPoint, and I'm going to bring you over. Stop presenting. All right, bring you back over here so you guys can see me. And it's a little glitchy because I'm working through the Wi-Fi tonight, but let's get you over here to the chat. Does this do live video? It does do live video. So here I am. I'm live now. You're able to watch me just like Periscope. It's pretty cool. Definitely, Eric. I love working with all of you guys. I do have the ability to do some other things. I wanted to try giving you guys some other free stuff. I have a free Twitter schedule. So this might actually help you, Eric. Let's show this offer. Let's see if you guys actually can see this. I'm over in the admin section, and I'm not sure if I'm seeing how it's showing a lot of this stuff. But I've put together another. Let me see if I can get you over to offers. Can you guys see that? Do you guys see offers over here on the left-hand side? There we go. Got 3 people clicked on the offer. I'm not sure how it's working, but definitely what this is, webinar on air allows you to create offers. And so what I've done is these free downloadable offers. This is a Twitter schedule. And what you will see are basically some of my information at the top. That's for, just so when you guys print the stuff, you have my information so you can rely and count on me and call me and contact me. But below that, this is 6 tweets that I use on pretty much all of my social media. You can go back to my social media account and check them out. There are everything's, hashtags give you some basic skeleton of what you want to be doing. I schedule them out usually at 2:30, 4:30, 6:30, 8:50, and then one post my broadcast at 9 o'clock around 9:50, and then a follow-up. Number 6 is usually done at 9 o'clock in the morning on the following day to thank all those people in the morning. So that is one of those offers. I also have a neat little, let's see, let's hide this offer. So it gives me a chance to hide the offers, and now I can go back and select a different offer. Let's see if I can get that creating vision worksheet going for you guys as well. And here it is. Do you guys see this offer now too? I know I had one person's already clicked on it. That was probably previously. This is the vision worksheet. It's also a PDF. It is free to you guys to download. Have at it and enjoy it. I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not. Yeah, there we go. I can see you guys clicking it now. That's pretty cool. So I'm kind of liking that. But this here's a free worksheet. You can download this, print this a million times, use it to outline your vision. And if you change your vision, outline another vision, you should almost kind of create a vision book of things that you want to accomplish with your social media or your business or even your personal life. And then you can just tab it. Just tab, this is what they are. And so you can quickly reference back and forth between how you're performing, how you're measuring up, what does the success look like. I'm going to also jump over here real quick, and I'm going to offer, let's hide this offer. I'm going to offer one other thing. This is something I just threw together while I was waiting to do this webinar tonight, and I think you guys will like it. It is free to you guys for joining me. I am so grateful. It is my weekly schedule. All right, check this out. I'm going to show the offer. Now, this is my weekly social schedule outline. This is free to you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. It is what I use to make my little para cards. It is this. All you have to do is print it. There are 3 on a sheet. You can print them double-sided. You can put it on your own cardstock. And if you don't have the ability to do all the artsy stuff that I do, you can go ahead and just use this as your daily schedule. So you know what your points are, or what your schedules are, what you're going to talk about on Monday, what you're going to talk about on Tuesday. You can there's even a version of this where they're blank and just lines. So if you wanted to just put your bullet points, you could do that too. And that is my free gift to you guys. So thank you so much for joining me. I want to show you one last thing. And now this is by no means, I'm not expecting anything, but I wanted to show you because I thought this was one of the selling points in the webinars on air package, because it goes through Google+. This here is show offer. Okay, you can actually sell these. Okay, you could sell these. I don't know if it did it. Did it not come up? Why did it not come up? You could sell your, so this here is the next show offer. So what you can do is you have the ability to create content. If you have an ebook, if you actually wanted to sell your little para cards, or you wanted to sell anything that you're working on, your artwork, anything. So Ruben, here's a great suggestion. If you were to do your little GRE words and your cards, you could create a little section over here and then offer them up for sale. And it's simple as add to cart. And I'm not expecting you guys to do this, so don't worry. I just needed a value to put in here. And you can see that it adds to cart, and it jumps you right over to a PayPal gateway, and you can buy things right from your webinar. So that's was a huge plus and why I did that. So I'm going to get out of here now. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. It is time to go grab some dinner. It is time to Periscope a recap. So hopefully you guys, I will see you guys on the recap. Doug, it has been a pleasure for you. I'm so glad you joined me. Ruben, my brother. Tony, my other brother. Eric, we're just all related. We're my other brothers. I think, thank you so much for joining me. Dulce, if you're still here, thank you so much. I'm going to turn this over back to the chat. And I'm playing with two different computers here. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you guys in your Periscopes. I'll tell you what, I'll give you guys an hour to scope, and then when I get home, I'm going to scope, so around 10:30-ish. So I will listen to you guys and your scopes for the next hour or so. I can't wait. If you guys would want to just scope and then, you know, chat about this, I would love to hear it. Definitely. Thank you so much. I will talk to you all later on tonight, hopefully through Periscope. And again, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I would love any feedback that you guys can give me on this presentation, on the system that I'm using, anything. Feel free to you know, tell me as raw as possible what you guys think so that I can work on it and improve. Because remember, I said at the beginning, this is a fail-safe environment. I want to figure things out so that I will learn and then I can share it with you guys. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate all of you. Talk to you later.